And then the psychologist appointments, I had 3 of those, and those were all finished by mid-January, as was the nutritionist. I think I finished with her like by the end of November. So they had things really on the ball the first 3 or 4 months. And anyway, at the psychologist appointments, there was a form that he had me fill out for quite some time. I had to fill it out every day, and it related to food and my thoughts. For instance, I had to think about when I woke up, what I thought about food. I don't wake up thinking about food. That's not a major problem for me. And maybe for others that's an issue, but I don't seem to think about food first thing in the morning. Then also at breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and at sleep. And what I had to write down and keep track of was the type of food that I was going to have or that I was craving. Then I had to write down the types of foods that I did not consume because I didn't give in to the craving. Then I had to put down the amount of the food that I did eat. And then I had to write down where I was sitting when I was eating, which I know is a major problem for me. I usually eat sitting in the recliner with the laptop in my lap or the television on. We very rarely eat at the table, and I know that's horrible. But the kids are big, grown almost. They're always somewhere. And so that's a habit I have to break. And I practiced several times sitting at the kitchen table eating, and I hated it. I don't mind if there's other people there, but if I'm the only one home and I'm eating, I just don't like sitting at the table to eat. So that's something that I got to work on. And then I had to keep track of physical activity. And then I had to write down my thoughts and feelings before, after, and during meals. And then also pay attention to my behaviors while I was consuming the food. So for instance, how much did I chew? How much sipping did I do? Because when you are banded, you're not allowed and shouldn't eat with drink while you're eating. It needs to be a certain amount of time before and after your meals that you consume liquids. So anyway, I would keep these every day and turn them into him when I'd go in for my appointment. Another form that he had me fill out was some history on my eating habits and what food means to me. Eating habits when I was a kid. Did I come from a family where you had to clean everything on your plate because people on the other side of the world were starving? And yes, very much so. There was kind of some indication that this all did relate back to when I was growing up and my eating habits then and what was expected of me as a kid. In school, you know how fast you have to eat in the school cafeteria. So things like that are probably contributing factors over time to who I am now. Another thing that he pointed out was genetics. You know, he thinks from the description of my family that there's probably genetics playing a pretty big part of this, and so I've just got to overcome some of the habits that I have right now to compensate or maybe overcompensate for the genes that I've been dealt. So between those two things, I just have a weight problem and a food problem. Another thing that I got, and I'm not going to go over it today, but it's kind of fun, I'll do it another day. This is called, What is Your Adjustable Gastric Band's Personality? And it's got some cute pictures on there. And then some talks about the different personalities that may be going on with your band and what that means, and therefore what you need to do. You need to listen to your band to find out what it's telling you. So I thought that might be fun to talk about one day. Let's see, other than those things, that's really about all I've done, and all I'm waiting on is the insurance to tell me, yes, you're approved, or no, we still need for you to do this. So hopefully I'll accomplish that this week. I'm on my way to my big, bad influencing Italian family's May birthday gathering right now. And I have cheesy potatoes in the oven, and I made a strawberry jello casserole with a pretzel crust, and on the Jell-O thing, I did use all low-fat and sugar-free products to make that. Just natural sugar in the strawberries, I guess, and whatever starch, you know, is with the pretzels. But the potato casserole, that's just, well, I did use Healthy Choice soup mix in it, but anyway, I'm off to that big event with hamburgers and hot dogs cooked out on the grill and all that good stuff, so I'm going to see how I can manage this today. I've been thinking, since I haven't lost very much weight in the past 6 months when I was under a supervised dieting program, that I better look down a different course to try and get some of this weight off. So I think this week I might, if I can get off work in time, head to Weight Watchers and get back on Weight Watchers. I always have a good success rate at first with Weight Watchers for about 4 months or so, and then I start to get bored or I get too busy and don't go to the meetings and quit keeping track of things. You know how that goes. And before long, I'm putting the weight back on. So I thought if I could at least get started with this and lose some weight, maybe about the time that my momentum's dying down and I'm kind of, you know, forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing on Weight Watchers, maybe I'll get the approval for my surgery, so I'll have a new boost of momentum come along, and then the band can actually help as a tool to help me keep off what I have lost and help me to lose even more and reach some of my goals. So I hope to update next week sometime with some news on if I've at least been submitted and maybe if I'm approved or not. And in the meantime, I'll just be watching all your videos, and if I have questions, I'm sure I'll be asking some of you that have been through this before, and if anybody has any questions about my crazy process so far, don't hesitate to ask. I'm, of course, by no means an expert. I don't even have the silly little band yet, so I am kind of surprised to see that people are just running across my videos and watching, and some people have subscribed, and anyway, it's kind of fun. So I'll do what I can to post videos from time to time, and I look forward to your videos and getting to know some of you better. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.